Hey guys, so I actually did my brows off camera, just because it's a lot quicker and faster if I just do my brows off camera. So I am starting off with eyeshadow primer, and this is the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. It's actually really one of my favorite eyeshadow primers to use because the staying power of this thing is really amazing. So I just use a brush. You can use any brush, and just make sure to blend it in really nice. And since it's white, it's just gonna make the colors just pop out, you know, like any eyeshadow color that you're using with this primer base. It's really just gonna make my eyeshadows just pop out. And to set that primer, I am using the Sacha Buttercup. I usually use this powder to set my concealer, but I also use it to set my eyeshadow primer. So I'm just using a brush to set that powder, and it's just going to keep my eyeshadow from creasing. And I'm just using tape just to kind of, you know, tape the corners of my eyes just so I can get a clean eyeshadow look, just a clean outline for when I do my eyeshadow. And this trick really helps just make the eyeshadow look really nice and neat. Alright, and the first palette that I am using is the Juviasplace Masquerade palette. This palette is really colorful, and the eyeshadows are really pigmented. I first discovered Juviasplace like a couple years ago, and ever since I've just been in love with their eyeshadow palettes. So in my transition area, I'm just starting off with a nice brown shade and just making sure to really blend that in. The key is to blend, just making sure the eyeshadow blends like flawlessly. And the brush that I'm using is a bhcosmetics blending brush. It came in a set of 16, I think it was 16 brushes in the set. It's like the black and gold set that they have. So I'm just using that brown shade and just making sure I blend it in really well. Okay, so next I am going to go back into that Juviasplace palette, and I am going to use a brown shade that's a little bit darker than the one that's in my transition area. And the brush I'm using is from a different brush set from bhcosmetics. I absolutely love bhcosmetic brushes. I have been using their brushes for at least a good 4 or 5 years now, and I am just obsessed with their brushes. They just help blend the eyeshadows flawlessly, and they last a really long time. There is no like shedding or anything like that. Like, it doesn't matter how many times you wash them, like there is no shedding of anything, like the bristles or anything like that. So it's like really good, affordable quality brushes. So again, I'm just making sure to blend that eyeshadow in really well, really flawlessly into my transition area, making sure the first eyeshadow blends really well with this shade. It's actually a little bit red and not brown, the second shade that I applied. So again, it's from the Juviasplace Masquerade palette. And I'm going in to my second palette. Again, this is a Juviasplace eyeshadow palette. This is the Nubian eyeshadow palette, and I am using the black shade that's in that eyeshadow palette, and I'm just placing that black shade on the corners of my eyes, by my crease area, just to kind of smoke out the look a little bit. So I'm gonna really make sure to blend that dark shade in so I can get a little bit of a smoky effect going on in my crease area. And going in with a blending brush from Coastal Scents. This is like one of my favorite blending brushes to use. And this brush, Lord, I'm speaking too fast. This brush is just gonna help me blend that dark shade in really well in the corners of my the outer corners of my eyes. Okay, so now going in with a different brush also from bhcosmetics. I'm going back into that Nubian palette, and I am using the gold shade that's in that palette. And this brush is like a synthetic brush, so it makes applying that gold shade really easy because it just grabs a lot of product and just help you apply that eyeshadow with ease. So I'm making sure to really pack on that gold color. It's really pretty. It's like a really pretty gold shade. And I'm going back in with that blending brush from Coastal Scents, and I am going to make sure to really blend in this gold. Like, blending is key when it comes to eyeshadows. Just making sure everything looks uniform, everything looks like one. And now I am going back into my third eyeshadow palette. Again, this is from Juviasplace. This is the Warrior 2 eyeshadow palette, and I am going in with a lighter gold that's in that palette, and I am just putting that in the front areas of my eye. Okay, so I make sure to really pack on that light gold shade on the inner corners of my eyes. It's just gonna like help open my eyes up a little bit. So usually if you put a lighter shade on the inner corners of your eyes, it just helps to open your eyes up a little bit more. And then I am going to make sure to really blend in that light gold shade. And I'm going back in with that Coastal Scents blending brush and make sure to really blend in that shade really well, so everything just blends together flawlessly. Blend, y'all. Okay, and for my eyeliner, this is my favorite eyeliner. This is the NYC eyeliner. I am so sad that they no longer sell this eyeliner in the stores. I don't know why. Like, if you want this, you will have to go on Amazon, and it is so expensive on Amazon now. I used to get this for like $1.98 at Walmart, but now on Amazon it's like $9.99. So I'm just gonna do a simple wing. I kind of had to fast forward this part just because doing a wing takes forever, like trying to get the perfect wing. And yeah, if you're a makeup artist, you know what I'm talking about. And then I am just going to pick out an eyelash from my lash book, but I'm going to make sure to apply my lashes later on in the video, probably off camera, just so it's a lot faster. For my primer, my face primer, I am using the Benefit Porefessional. I always try to say professional, but it's actually Porefessional. So this is just going to help kind of cover up my pores and stuff, and just make sure my foundation looks flawless. And for my foundation, I am using the NARS foundation. I actually forgot which shade this is, but I'll make sure to put it down in the description box. I've been using this foundation for a couple of weeks now, and so far I am just loving it. It just gives me a really nice, natural, radiant glow, and that's what the foundation is called, the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. For my concealer, I am using colourpopcosmetics concealer, the no filter concealer, and I believe this is in the shade Deep Dark. I will put it down in the description box. And over this concealer, I am using the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C13. I believe it's C13. I will also put that down in the description box. So I'm just going to try to highlight the areas of my face that I want to attract light. And using my blending sponge, this is the Real Technique blending sponge. I'm just going to make sure that concealer is blended really nicely into my skin. And then just using a synthetic brush just to make sure to really blend everything together really well. And like I said, I did my lashes off camera just because it's a lot faster. And to set my concealer, my under eye concealer, this is the Sacha Buttercup. It's like really one of my favorite setting powders to use because you get no flashback with this setting powder. I've been using it for a really long time. And then just using just a fluffy brush just to kind of take off that powder, because you don't want to walk around with setting powder all over your face. And to contour my face, I don't use a contour let's say like cream or foundation. I just use a contour powder, especially this powder because it's so pigmented. So there's no need for me to go in with like a cream contour foundation or like cream stick or anything like that. So just using this powder, I'm just gonna contour the sides of my face and the perimeter of my face and down the bridge of my nose. This powder is from Black Radiance, and it's in the shade Coffee Bean, not Black Bean. And for my highlight, this is the Juviasplace highlight. I believe this is the Royalty one. I'm not sure. I will put the description down of this highlight in the description box as well. Y'all, trying to keep up with voiceovers and staring at the video at the same time is so hard because it's like I'm just trying to get my words together. And for my blush, this is a blush from Becca, and this blush is so pigmented, y'all. A little bit goes a long way with this blush. I actually added just a little bit extra just so it can, you know, like kind of show off on camera. But usually I put just a small amount just because it's so pigmented. And I will put the name of the blush down in the description box, but it is from bhcosmetics. And for my lip liner, this is the NYX Expressio lip liner. This is like seriously like my favorite lip liner to use. For my lipstick, I am going in with MAC Velvet Teddy. And for my lip gloss, this is colourpopcosmetics in the shade Here's to You. It's just like a pretty combination. And to set my makeup, I am using the Morphe setting spray. Okay, y'all, so we made it to the end of this get ready with me video. I wanted to do something a little different for date night. You know, I wanted to spice things up a little bit, so I added this blonde wig. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're no subscriber of mine, thank you for coming back. I definitely will be doing some more videos like this, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.